Today we're going to turn my garage door openers from this to this.
I've had these garage door openers since the house was built in 2005, and there's nothing wrong with them. In fact, they still work. They're just loud. Most of my neighbors have replaced theirs, though, because theirs broke. This model has the chain, so it's really reliable and loud. You look on the back, it's manufactured in May of 2005, so in 2 months, it's going to be 20 years old.
Instead of dealing with a broken garage door at the most inconvenient time, I'm deciding to proactively replace these with new belt-driven garage door openers. That's going to make them a lot quieter. I'm going to be tackling this project in 3 stages, and after each stage, we'll see how much quieter the door has gotten. First, we'll do regular maintenance like lubricating with a silicone grease to see if it gets quieter. Second, we're going to be replacing these stock rollers that were plastic with nice, quiet nylon rollers. That should make it much quieter. And then third, and finally, we're going to replace the motors with a belt-driven DC motor opener. That should make it as quiet as physically possible. In this first video, you're going to see me moving the garage door up and down. That's after I replace those hard plastic rollers with these new, softer, closed-bearing nylon rollers. You can tell it kind of got quieter. You don't hear the track quite as much, but it still is quite a bit noisy. Also, I got a little bit of grease on me. Okay, now this is where things get really interesting. As you can see, I just greased all the moving parts of the garage door, and after I move it up and down once or twice, just listen to how quiet it gets. And remember, this is maintenance you should be doing every 6 months. So if you're not doing this and your garage door is loud, there's your reason why. And now let's put it all together. Here's the door in operation with the old motor, but with the new wheels and also being freshly greased. Well, as I'm sure you noticed, most of the noise now comes from the old motor. You really hear that AC hum, and you kind of hear that chain slapping, and you hear the carriage kind of coming up and down the rails. The door goes up and down. So let's replace that, and let's see how quiet it gets. I think the video does a really good job showing the difference, the absolute night and day difference between the old chain opener and the new belt-driven opener. The old opener was about 70 decibels for the entire way of the garage door opening and closing, and the new belt-driven is about 55 decibels, peaking to about 60. So that is a massive change in audio loudness, but also audio quality. You don't hear all the banging and humming and hawing that you had with the old motor. The most you hear now is just the vinyl parts of the door kind of articulating amongst themselves, and occasionally you hear a roller skipping around on the rail, but you're not really hearing any motor noise other than a higher pitch noise. Much more pleasing, and wow, what a difference.